lane, and the emphatic finish.
Ace for three.
No way.
Bank the three.
Run out the other way.
That's one for the highlight.
And he's fouled. Walk without stop. We welcome you to Danville High School for this Saturday matinee. It is girls sectional championship day, so the boys varsity games move to the afternoon. One worthy of a spotlight, if you will. It is Cloverdale that comes in at 13-4 with the state's leading scorer in Jalen Moore, taking on an always tough Danville Warriors ball club, ranked number 8 in 3A and 11-4 on the season. Thank you for joining us here on the ISC Sports Network. This presentation of Endeavor Communications alongside Mike Walensky, Greg Rakestraw with you. And these are two teams, Mike, that we're really looking forward to seeing this afternoon.
No doubt about it. They have two veteran coaches, Patrick Rady at Cloverdale and Brian Barber at Danville, and both ball clubs have great pieces. Alec Burton is an outstanding forward, averaging nearly 18 points a game. A football player, made a commitment to play football at the next level for Ohio University. You mentioned Jalen Moore, but for Cloverdale and Danville, both these ball clubs are playing very well. They're on a roll. Danville coming off a nice 76-53 victory over Frankfort a couple days ago.
Cloverdale was off on Thursday, so they have not played since last Saturday, a 13-point victory over Delphi. Cloverdale wins the opening tip, and we are up and running here at Danville. Jalen Moore, the state's leading scorer, 38.5 points a game. Last Friday went over 2,000 for his career, drawing two sets of eyes every time he touches the ball for Cloverdale.
It'll be important for Cloverdale to move this basketball because Highland, who's in the ball game now at point guard, is really putting pressure on Jalen Moore, and they're trying to double him up at the top. He does such great things with the basketball. Not only does he score, Greg, but he has over 4.9 assists per game.
Well, they are playing a box and one or a diamond in one, however you want to describe it, and this is a defense that I am sure Cloverdale has seen some variation of over the course of the last couple of years. Of course, last 2 years it was a combination of both Cooper Neese and Jalen Moore. Good drive by Moore, couldn't get it to go. Spot up three does not go for the Clovers, and there is Burton averaging that double-double for Danville, who takes the first rebound of the game for the Warriors. Highland lets fire a three. He is in the starting five today because point guard Austin Cowart suffered a sprained ankle in Danville's last game. He is in the scorer's book, but not in the starting lineup, and I'm not sure we will see him play in today's game.
And that's a big loss for Danville because he's a kid that can score points and deliver the ball. But Highland is a really good athlete, and it's a perfect recipe for the Warriors tonight because, as you talked about, that triangle and one with Jalen Moore has to pay off for them.
Everybody outside the arc for Cloverdale. It's not just what Jalen Moore does, it's what everybody does. As Jake Kelly, a freshman, gets the three to go. This is a Cloverdale team that is a 34% three-point shooting team. They make 8 threes per game. Burton in the low block, which is where he has an advantage, can't get the shot to go. But literally, Mike, almost half of the field goals attempted by Cloverdale this year have been from outside the arc.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, their ability to shoot the ball. Jake Kelly, the freshman, another three. He's averaging 4 points a ball game, but 2 threes early on. That's a good sign.
I'm wearing headphones. I'm not sure if he called bank. Remarkable stat in studying for this game. Before these 2 free throws taken by Jalen Moore, Cloverdale as a team has shot 295 free throws this season. 228 of them have been taken by Jalen Moore.
He's a sensational basketball player. Last year, almost on the same date at Cloverdale, Moore lit up Danville for 48 points, but Danville, to Coach Barber's credit, came back and won the ball game by 4 points.
So the other players for Cloverdale, no one has attempted more than 20 free throws on the season, other than Moore. And again, it shows you, A, he's a ball-dominant player, and that's just the truth about it, and with his skill set. But at the same time, basically everybody else's job, go outside. Just go park around the arc. Moore will find you if he's double or triple team.
Well, the thing about Jalen Moore, I thought, as the season progressed last year and this year too, he makes great decisions. Yes, he's dominant with the basketball, but he's making fantastic decisions. He knows how to break down defenses. Danville doing a good job on the boards. They need to block out Cloverdale as they get some easy buckets there. Great job of attacking the glass by Sam Comer, averaging almost 9.
Now Dylan Ware got the putback basket for Danville. His first basket of the game. So first bucket for Danville. It's where they will have a major advantage today is on the glass. Those shots got to fall for the Clovers. That is Jake Wilkes, the second leading scorer. The only other double-digit per-game scorer for the Clovers misses a 3, then commits a foul on the other end, and to the free throw line we go.
And this has been a challenge for Cloverdale with more athletic teams is that transition defense. Getting back and protecting the rim. Danville got the rebound, the outlet, they went right to the rim and draw the foul.
But missing at the line is Connor Jones. Jones, an 82% free throw shooter. Danville as a team not great at the line at 66%.
One thing that Danville has done quite well for Coach Barber's ball club, they handle the ball extremely well. Their assist-to-turnover ratio is really, really good.
So Jones gets 1 of 2. Moore feels a little pressure, leaves an open 3. Shot is taken and missed by Nick Winders. He is a 34% three-point shooter. So far the only 2 field goals for the Clovers belong to the freshman and Jake Kelly. Burton on the low block, able to track it down. He draws an immediate double. Ball knocked away and taken away by Cloverdale.
Good defense inside by Winders, number 12. He's left-handed. He got his left hand in, and now in transition, Cloverdale draws a foul. Good job by Patrick Rady's ball club to get the ball into the half court.
And Peyton Roof picks up the foul, his first. Team foul number 2. Roof into the contest. Caden Thompson into the game. Already a pair of substitutions in for Cloverdale. The baseline corner 3 is good by Parker Watts, a 5'10 junior. 3 field goals, all from outside the arc, such as the way this Cloverdale team likes to operate.
You can tell Parker Watts has got physically stronger up top. He didn't score a lot of points last year, but he can put the ball on the floor and knock down the 3 when given the chance.
And a spot-up 3 by Connor Jones, and he is Danville's best player at that aspect of the game. He is a 40% three-point shooter. That is the first field goal of the game for Danville. And Jalen Moore a bit unhappy with the level of contact that Danville players are.
Coach Barber really needs Jones to step up to allow Burton some space inside, but also Alec Burton, as big as he is, he can move around the perimeter. He's an excellent athlete, good ball player, smart basketball IQ.
Well, clearly gets a box of 1, but every time that Moore touches the ball, he's going to get doubled, almost to a triangle and 2. Wilkes able to track it down for Cloverdale, gets the handoff, and Moore is fouled. And the Danville players not happy about some of the calls that are being made, but a lot of these kids that are football players, this isn't football. You cannot put your both hands on a guy. That's not a legal guarding position.
That can be an advantage and a disadvantage here as Cloverdale inbounds. Parker Watts with a nice look.
Contested jump shot that Thompson got a piece of. Ware ruled to commit that foul, his first, team 4th, but then a turnover committed by Danville. You mentioned they do a great job of taking care of the basketball. Their assist-to-turnover ratio is a little inflated because they simply share the ball so well. So 11 turnovers a game, that's good. It's the assist number, Mike, that pops out to you. They're giving 18 dimes a contest.
Yeah, great job of distributing the ball. Now, the fact that they have one of their better players sitting out, that might be a challenge in this ball game early on as these teams try to feel each other. Again, more in transition, nice jump shot, very soft.
Score now 12-6 in favor of Cloverdale. 3:10 left to go here in the opening quarter. So a great start for the Clovers. Burton powers his way in and left it short. Rebound to Moore. Moore knocked away. That is off the hands of a Danville play. It'll remain Cloverdale basketball with 2:56 left to go in the quarter.
Ben Stevens, number 20, the senior. Excellent job coming back in transition defense to pop the basketball out of Jalen's hands. Now Nick Winders, number 12, did a really nice job blocking out underneath on Alec Burton. He's got his hands full, about a 2 or 3 inch height disadvantage there.
First sub in for Cloverdale, Nolan Kelly. And Kelly involved in a turnover as Burton able to track it down. First Cloverdale giveaway. And Moore holding his hand, may have a finger jam. Drive, dish, and missed. Again, another look at the rim, doesn't fall for Ben Stevens. And Moore slicing through every Danville defender and some of the student body will go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
When he's in transition from defense to offense, you better defend him because he's going to go to the rim. He has that scoring mentality, as you mentioned, and that's the reason why he's shot so many free throws this year. You just cannot find too many kids who can take the ball to the rim with that kind of confidence and that kind of understanding of the basketball game. It's a real plus for this ball club.
Clayton Miller will check in. He averages less than a point a game, but Cloverdale really plays a 7-man rotation. So Miller will get a few minutes from time to time, but does not look to score the basketball very often. Clearly that is not the case with Jalen Moore. He has got 5. And we will update you as to the progress that he is making throughout the game in terms of climbing the IHSAA scoring charts. He began the day 39th in state history, as there are currently 3 active players in the top 40 in the history of high school hoops in this state in terms of all-time scoring. Burton low block, tried to go block to Thompson, eventually makes its way for a three-pointer connected on by Peyton Roof.
Well, they need to get some scoring since Cowart's sitting out, and Roof does it from the perimeter. Now, from the standpoint of defense, Cloverdale's been switching. They went to a man-to-man to a zone.
Moore, shot roll to be a block. A lot of contact there. Same on the drive. No whistle either direction. Jones, the scoop shot. He's got 6, and the Warriors back within 3.
Great play by Connor Jones. Really strong with the basketball with his right hand, his shoulders, solid to the rim.
90 seconds now left to go here in the quarter. Every time Moore touches it, 2 players head his way, if not 3. Sometimes the triangle and 2. The triangle heads towards Jalen Moore. Corner 3 does not go. Weak side glass. Burton can't track it down. Wilkes between 2 players. No. And Jones, the rebound.
Wilkes, a good opportunity, but he's a little bit off balance.
But a giveaway by Danville, their 3rd. Wilkes in transition. Good body control. Moore couldn't corral it on the crash, and Roof out of there with it for the Warriors.
Great job in transition defense by Connor Jones, number 11 for the Warriors.
Roof an open 3 to tie it. Knew he missed it from the moment he let go of it, and Moore the rebound. Moore sizing up his options. Ooh. Got undercut on the shot. That wasn't intentional. No. He gets helped up immediately, and Moore will shoot 2 free throws.
What makes Moore special, his ability to cross over. That time coming down the right side with the right hand, he swept to the left and then drew the contact from the backside by Clayton Miller. Caden Thompson on the foul.
So Moore to shoot 2. He missed his first free throw. He has made his last 3. He is an 85% free throw shooter on the season and gets that one to go. And like all great scorers, they find a way to get to the free throw line and then connect once they get there.
I found it interesting, Greg, that I think Jalen needed 6 points to surpass George McGinnis into 38th position all-time in the Indiana high school. He's just a phenomenal basketball player, and we talked off air. I can't understand why he doesn't have more Division I offers.
So final minute of the quarter. Cloverdale has led from the start. They scored the first 7 points, and the lead is 5. Let's see if Danville will hold for 1. That certainly appears to be the case. Winders and Jake Kelly, after a quick breather, check back in.
Speaking about Winders, him and Burton are kind of mixing it up down on the post there. The referees are allowing them to have some contact. At some point, there may be a whistle here.
I'm not sure how physical I'd want to get with a guy that's a Division I football player. They're going to get Moore on a hold away from the ball, and then Moore and Jones with a little extra tussle. And to use an economic term, the officials have been a little laissez-faire about letting some stuff go in between plays. That needs to stop right now. It's frankly going both directions.
It is.
It needs to stop. There needs to be some tighter whistles in this game. Closing seconds of the quarter. Comer on the drive. Dishes. Ware. Shot blocked. It'll remain Danville ball. 2 seconds left to go in the quarter.
Great recovery on the baseline by Winders. And then 22. Clayton Miller with the block from behind. The thing about Cloverdale this year versus the last 2 years, this is a team that is much better defensively.
Burton catch and shoot does not go, and an inspired opening quarter for the Cloverdale Clovers. Simply put, if they can get this win, it'd be their most impressive victory of the season. Long way to go through one quarter of play. Cloverdale leading Danville 16-11 as you're watching high school basketball on the ISC Sports Network.
Irritated by your internet provider? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eForce high-speed internet. Download speed? No problem. Download an HD movie in seconds with our remarkable gigabit speed. Endeavor not only provides the latest fiber optic technology, we're also here to help you use it. We also provide television, wireless, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Want to thank our tremendous MTC Sports crew putting in the hard work to do a split doubleheader today. Following this contest, we'll head a little bit south and a little bit west for the 2A Girls Sectional Championship at Cascade High School between Cascade and South Putt. But first things first, a good one here at Danville. Clovers up 16-11, and the key for Cloverdale is the supporting cast. How many points can they add? So far, it's 3 threes between Parker Watts and Jake Kelly.
They're doing a good job defensively, too, especially in the interior. Both these ball clubs know how to win. Both Danville and Cloverdale last year earned sectional championships.
So for Danville, Alec Burton has yet to score. Connor Jones paces the way for the Warriors with 6. This Cloverdale team went unbeaten in the month of January.
And impressive, Greg, is their ability to play man-to-man defense there, particularly with some mismatches.
Underneath, a foul whistle against Nolan Kelly. And it'll be 2 free throws coming up for Connor Jones. And again, I think you're going to start to see a little bit of a tighter whistle call by this veteran officiating crew.
Connor Jones is a nightmare matchup because he's 6'3". As you mentioned, Nolan Kelly, a freshman at 5'11". He worked him down on the baseline, a good solid position there, and then was bailed out with a foul.
Much like Jalen Moore, Jones a fantastic free throw shooter, 82%. He missed his first. He has since made his last 2. He is the only other double-digit per-game scorer alongside of Alec Burton. Jones averaging 12.5. He's got 8. And a little full-court pressure. Here comes a blocking foul on Toby Highland. And again, I think players now can tell 14 seconds in. All right.
Okay, there it is.
Tighter whistle comes. Now it's 7 fouls against Danville. So here comes Jalen Moore to the free throw line for 1 plus the bonus.
And this is the reason why Moore is so outstanding. There are already 7 fouls on Danville, and many of them have been drawn by this young man handling the basketball.
These are free throws 7 and 8 for Moore. As we mentioned, he had attempted 228 free throws on the season coming into today's game. So to quickly do the math for you, he is averaging going to the line 13 times a basketball game. He's got 8 already. Comer misses. Jones rebounds. Burton scores.
Comer did a nice job of stepping through in front of Winters for that rebound. Winters failed to block out. They got a second chance and a bucket.
And simply put, Cloverdale does not have the size to match Danville. Rebounds are going to be in favor of the Warriors. If you're Cloverdale, you simply got to mitigate that damage as much as possible. Ware up and under, left it short, and that'll be out of bounds to Cloverdale. But there will be some second chance points for Danville. It's simply the difference in
no question
a physical 3A team against a more skill-oriented 2A team.
And some size. They've got 2 or 3 inch advantage in different kinds of positions. But I think with effort, Cloverdale can negate that.
Catch and shoot 3 that draws nothing.
That's a quick shot for Kelly, the freshman on the right wing.
He is a 47% three-point shooter on the season. Highland looking to tie it up. Same result as the other end. The only difference was his hit the backboard. Both were not impressive. Here comes Moore. Tried to split a double team, couldn't do it. Comer the steal. Wilkes racing back. Comer misses again, but the putback is there for Connor Jones.
Aggressive going to the bucket. Danville taking it on the missed shot. Connor Jones with the bucket. And there's going to be a foul called for pushing off underneath on Connor Jones.
I think it's a delay of game warning. I don't think it's free throw. I think it's delay a game. So that's the second turnover committed by Cloverdale. Now Caden Thomas will check in. If you're just joining us again, we don't expect Austin Cowart to play today. Normally the starting point guard for Danville suffered an ankle sprain in the game against Frankfort, a 23-point Sagamore Athletic Conference victory. So timeout called by Cloverdale. We will keep it right here since we had something of an abbreviated pregame show. We can get kind of a couple of the background stories for each of these two teams. We talked about the talent individuals, but simply put, Mike, these were two teams that were both sectional championship teams a year ago and frankly have aspirations for that and more coming up about a month from now.
Well, there are some people that said that Cloverdale couldn't match what they did last year simply because they lost Cooper Neese, who made a commitment to Butler and then transferred to Indiana State. I disagree with that completely. I think they're a better basketball team this year, and they're better because they can defend. They are working much harder defensively. They're very difficult to compete against. They're going to have a chance to make a huge run in this tournament. They are a team, if they really get on a roll, could really make a difference. For Danville, they've got a tough schedule. They've got some good pieces. We talked about them sharing the ball. And Alec Burton, as you take a look at him, the youngster's going to Ohio University to play football. He knows how to win.
Burton's a young man that I would guesstimate from the end of his junior year to this year put on about 25 pounds of muscle from his junior to his senior year. He's going to go be a tight end. He was a fantastic receiver for this Danville team that made it all the way to the 3A semi-state before losing at home to Evans Memorial, who ended up being the state champs in football in 3A this year. Some more, just sizing up his options. And Danville's basically saying, all right, somebody else. Has to be somebody else shooting the basketball.
And as you talked about, a lot of the shots for Cloverdale will be along the perimeter.
Moore cannot get it to go. Does a good job of creating some space in that mid-range game. Highland lets it fly again. And he has missed every opportunity from three-point range. The rebound trickles out of bounds to Cloverdale.
Toby Highland is not shooting the basketball well tonight, so for him, he'll have to do his share of the work on the defensive end. He's got his hands full with Moore.
Highland is a gunslinger. He was the starting quarterback on the football team. He doesn't mind the long-distance opportunity. So even against this box and one, Cloverdale will do what you're supposed to do, and that is run some man offense, try to set some screens to get some motion. Good cut to the basket, but the shot taken and missed. And eventually out of bounds to Danville. That was Nick Winders that couldn't get the shot to go.
And Sam Comer did a really good job for Danville coming out and helping out down on the baseline, kind of closing the window off. There wasn't much space for Winders to get a good look at the rim.
Winders is the only other senior on this team alongside Jalen Moore. By the way, already Jalen Moore has moved up 3 places today on the all-time scoring list in the state of Indiana. Currently sits at number 37, Burton. And that is easy money for the soon-to-be Ohio Bobcat.
Great job by Burton. Slipped through a double there. Parker Watts had him fronted on the front side, and he did a nice job of dribbling the ball, getting the bucket.
Moore, wow, around every defender not named Burton and scores just his second field goal. He's got 11. That was literally 1 on 4. Those may not be bad odds for him.
Front side, and he
So what was
did a nice
Danville's
job of
first
dribbling.
lead was a brief one. Great crash by Burton. And that's going to be his neighborhood all day long.
Tremendous effort over the top of Winders to get the bucket. That's just second effort of finding the basketball. He rebounds it quite well, almost averaging 8 rebounds a game. He's a good one.
I would almost expect him just to kind of live around the elbow in today's game and just go dive for the basketball when given the opportunity. Shot missed by Cloverdale. Look ahead pass Highland. Highland goes up. Got blocked, but there was some contact from Jake Kelly. And Toby Highland will go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
This is the one challenge when you slip through that point guard who likes to get the ball to the rim. If you miss a shot, there are numbers that are available for you in transition, and Danville's making that happen.
Highland not a guy that goes to the free throw line a lot. He is 16 for 19 on the season. His first opportunity is up and good. Danville as a team, 4 of 5 from the stripe, and you see Peyton Roof at the scorer's table. Highland makes this one. Roof will check in. He won't, and he doesn't.
It's been a game of momentum in this one. The 50-50 battles are now being won by Danville. That's why they're back on top.
Highland with the steal. Third Cloverdale turnover. Timed it well, did Highland. Burton all the way down the lane. Everything but the finish.
You can't fault him for his effort, but the decision to keep handling the basketball cost him.
Moore off the window.
4-point swing.
Moore got a screen and beat a defender, then went over a third. But you can watch him do the calculus in his mind as he's setting up defenders, driving the lane. Highland, threes weren't going, so he got to the basket. Couldn't get the shot and couldn't keep the rebound in his hands either, as eventually Clayton Miller takes it away for Cloverdale.
Kelly, number 30, doing a good job on the help side as Jalen Moore gave up the baseline to Highland.
Moore on the crossover, able to keep it in his possession. Deep three, Moore, and clearly about a foot too deep on the effort. Moore has not connected from three-point range, and while he is a capable three-point shooter from a percentage standpoint, there are other three-point shooters on this team that are better than Moore.
There are a lot of good three-point shooters on this team, and one of them, Wilkes, could knock it down, Parker Watts. But again, one of the things that Danville is making Jalen Moore do is play strong defense as Cloverdale came out in a man. Now they're switching back to 2-3. I think Jalen's a little winded.
Thompson gets the basket to go. The senior averages about 5 points a game, pushes Danville back in front. By the way, Moore is the only Cloverdale player to score in this period. He has all 6 points in the quarter for Cloverdale.
Good ball movement for Danville. I think Cloverdale is a little bit gassed now off defensively, but Wilkes, good job cutting towards the rim.
Wilkes' first field goal. He averages 10. Now Jones on the drive in the lane and scores. And I think Danville has realized there is no need to settle for threes. Get to the rim.
Not at all, and they've stepped up their play. They're really pushing it right now. They know that they have some advantages athletically, and they're playing at home.
Miller, again, not a guy that looks to shoot the ball. Averages 0.3 points per game. Roof has played some valuable minutes off the bench. He had a 3 in the opening quarter. Cloverdale's going to buy a little time and oxygen right now by stretching this possession out just a bit. Little flare that Watts is able to track down. Wilkes. And good patience being shown by Cloverdale. Eventually, the spot opens, and as the defender leaves him alone, Wilkes gets the friendly bounce.
I think the plus side for Cloverdale's, the teammates of Jalen Moore have confidence scoring the bucket.
Shot taken and missed by Roof. Now Moore is looking to go in transition.
Oh,
Nicely done.
My. Oh.
Defender thought he was going to go back left. He went to his opposite hand and right. And he's got 3 field goals now in the quarter, and Cloverdale back in front. And I think we have a player that asked for time from a medical situation in terms of Wilkes. So that's the reason why Wilkes is heading to the sideline. So a medical timeout, and he will exit. He's going to get a little space at the end of the bench. Make sure he's all right. It has been a wicked year in terms of flu bug and stuff like that going around. So could easily be a case where he's not exactly playing 100% today. Comer for 3. No. And that's going to be an over-the-back foul on Dylan Ware.
Jake Kelly, he's a sophomore, number 30. Again, blocking out well. He's just 5'11", but doing a good job for Cloverdale.
There have been a lot of games missed this year because of games snowed out, stuff like that. I know there was a game in Southern Indiana postponed because of the flu bug in late December, so it has impacted schools. I know West Lafayette got a big win against Northwestern on Thursday night, and they were missing 2 players in that game because of the flu, so it's been happening.
It's everywhere. Wash your hands, hydrate.
Shot taken and missed by Kelly. That was just his 2nd free throw attempt of the season. Let's hope we see Wilkes back on the floor in quarter number 3. Ball was thrown to a spot. Roof able to track it down. Not sure Danville will hold for 1 here with 35 seconds to go before halftime. When these two teams played last year, it was a 3-point Danville victory. Before that, the last previous meeting of these two, separated by about 20-25 miles, 1998, won by Cloverdale. Now clearly Danville will hold for one. Burton finds some space, had it stripped. Quick look to the clock. Watts spins, scoop, couldn't get it to go, and it will be Danville ball with just 0.2 seconds remaining.
Jalen Moore's defensive play has really given some energy back to Cloverdale and his ability to finish offensively, and all of a sudden the momentum has changed in this ball game, and we got a good one.
Cloverdale led at the end of the first quarter by 5. Their lead going to halftime is 2, trying to spring the upset on the 8th-ranked team in Class 3A. Clovers leading the Warriors 28-26 as you're watching high school hoops here on the ISC Sports Network.
Worried your family isn't protected at home? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eShield Security Solutions. With Endeavor eShield Security Solutions, peace of mind comes from knowing your family and your business are safe. We also provide internet, television, wireless, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Again?
Tortured by technology? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with Speed Geeks. Our Speed Geeks are expert technicians ready to rescue you from technology troubles. Our experts are here to get and keep your Wi-Fi running properly. We'll even make sure all of your devices stay connected. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana High School Sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Again? I'm going to miss the big game.
Troubled by your TV provider? Endeavor is here with eTV. With Endeavor's television service, there's no need to worry about a thunderstorm or whether your satellite dish is pointed in the right direction. We also provide internet, wireless, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people. Not getting their messages? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eWireless. Endeavor Communications combines the nation's largest 4G LTE network with friendly hometown service, so you'll always be connected to your kids. We also provide internet, television, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana High School Sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Food, shelter, fast Wi-Fi. It's all we really need. Good thing Endeavor has the fast, reliable internet it takes to power all the Wi-Fi hungry gadgets in your home. All at once. With speeds up to 10 gig, get smooth HD streaming video, gaming, music, and surfing, all with no waiting, no buffering, no kidding. Call or click weendeavor.com and upgrade to Indiana's fastest internet today.
It hits the rim right as the light goes in.
Hogan across the middle, finds the end zone, touchdown.
Wow. And are looking to throw this time. Going deep down the field, he's got music. Look at this one again. The time will expire and the Gophers will win.
Is on the board. The North wins 10-7.
Irritated by your internet provider? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eForce high-speed internet. Download speed? No problem. Download an HD movie in seconds with our remarkable gigabit speed. Endeavor not only provides the latest fiber optic technology, we're also here to help you use it. We also provide television, wireless, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people. Worried your family isn't protected at home? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eShield Security Solutions. With Endeavor eShield Security Solutions, peace of mind comes from knowing your family and your business are safe. We also provide internet, television, wireless, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Again?
Tortured by technology? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with Speed Geeks. Our Speed Geeks are expert technicians ready to rescue you from technology troubles. Our experts are here to get and keep your Wi-Fi running properly. We'll even make sure all of your devices stay connected. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Back at halftime at Danville High School, Greg Rakestraw, Mike Walensky with you on the ISC Sports Network. Our broadcast today, a service of Endeavor Communications. Cloverdale leading Danville by a score of 28-26. Jalen Moore with 15 points. His old teammate Cooper Neese sitting out this season at Indiana State University before he begins playing for the Sycamores, and head coach Greg Lansing next season on hand to watch this one. Jalen Moore has had 2 players, 3 players, an assistant coach, and 3 cheerleaders guarding him at some point in time in the first half, Mike, yet he still leads all scorers with 15 points.
And he's done a tremendous job breaking down the Danville defense and drawing fouls, putting the Clovers into a bonus situation for the foul line, which will be critical in this ball game, particularly in the second half. But still, to Danville's credit, playing without Austin Cowart, one of their better players, they're trying to find themselves offensively, I think, in the first half. And it should be interesting to see how they work things out in the second.
And Cowart's really the guy from a scoring standpoint. They can replace his points, but it's the assist that's the problem for Danville. Cowart averaging just shy of 6 assists a basketball game. Scoring in the first half for Cloverdale, Jalen Moore 15, 6 for Jake Kelly, 4 for Jake Wilkes. We saw him leave the floor late in the quarter, and I'm frankly not sure we will see him again. I think he's dealing with a bit of an illness issue in today's game. 3 for Parker Watts. For Danville, Connor Jones a dozen, Alec Burton for 6, Peyton Roof 3, Dylan Ware, Caden Thompson 2, Toby Highland with 1. Both Sam Comer and Ben Stevens played but did not score. For Cloverdale, it was either players spotting up for 3 or more getting to the free throw line or getting to the basket. For Danville, they made a 3, but frankly, their big advantage in this game is getting to the glass and getting to the rim.
No doubt. Here's Alec Burton on the layup here, and their ability in transition. They've scored a lot of good looks, moving the basketball off the defensive glass and then really pushing it, getting numbers. And like you said, there's an advantage in terms of size. Burton's one of them. And then Comer, I think, is really long, too. He's a guy that's averaging 9 points a ball game. They can get the ball inside. They've got a chance to come away with another win. Another guy you've got to be very careful about if you're Cloverdale is Connor Jones. He's good.
From a tactics standpoint, if you're either coach, what, if anything, do you change in half number 2?
I don't think you have to change too much. I think what Cloverdale's doing, switching their defense, is really good. I think Patrick Rady has to get a handle, as he does, on his kids in terms of their conditioning, because as you mentioned, there's been a lot of flu bug and stuff going around, and managing the clock will be important. Using those timeouts there in the second half, whether it's Coach Barber with Danville, Coach Rady for Cloverdale, is going to be key, because I'm not quite sure if both these ball clubs are, healthy 100%. I think some of these kids are banged up, and like you said, the flu bug's gone around. I think it's had an impact.
28-26 is our score. Cloverdale in front of Danville at halftime. That'll do it for our Endeavor Communications halftime show. Endeavor Communications, your hometown telephone provider for over 65 years. We'll take this brief timeout. Third quarter action comes your way next. Cloverdale will have the basketball when we return on the ISC Sports Network.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana High School Sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Again? I'm going to miss the big game.
Troubled by your TV provider? Endeavor is here with eTV. With Endeavor's television service, there's no need to worry about a thunderstorm or whether your satellite dish is pointed in the right direction. We also provide internet, wireless, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Want to thank our tremendous MTC Sports crew doing a yeoman's effort on today's game. Thanks to Sean Walker, Wes Wolf, Eldon Wheeler, Shay Goodpaster. Thank you, Alex. Thanks to everybody else involved in putting together today's broadcast. Alongside Mike Walensky, Greg Rakestraw with you. First of two that we will have here in Hendricks County today. Coming up tonight, it is the sectional championship in 2A for girls basketball. Just down the road a bit at Cascade. Cascade taking on South Putnam. The 18-5 Eagles versus the 12-12 Cadets. But the two teams have played twice this year and split the two meetings. That comes your way at approximately 7 o'clock tonight, just before tip-off time, right here on the ISC Sports Network. Wilkes will start the second half. He did not attempt a single shot in halftime warm-ups. He was trying to conserve energy on the sideline.
And hydrate with that bottle of Gatorade. I think, Greg, in this ball game, the key for Danville is the play of number 33, Sam Comer. He's got to work really hard defensively. He also presents a mismatch on the offensive end for the Warriors.
Toby Highland will be the shadow of Jalen Moore. Then an extra player from that box and one will fly towards Moore every time he touches the basketball. Consider it like you talk about sometimes a talented wide receiver in football. He's got man-and-a-half coverage every time he has it.
He does.
In terms of Jalen Moore. And with that, he's going to try to kind of back himself out a little bit and give his teammates some space to operate. Wants a screen to try to free a little bit of room. Splits two defenders by the third. Burton to help on the fourth, able to get the block. Jump ball is the call, and the arrow will point towards Danville and Moore.
Moore's down on the ground. Patrick Rady is conversing with the official as to why there wasn't a foul called, because Burton came over the top. There was some contact between the two players. They let it go. Jump ball was called, and here comes Danville.
Moore with 15 points. Cloverdale in a man-to-man. Jones, their leading scorer, with a dozen. He has the ball as we speak. Ware on the low block, and they'll get Winders with a hand in the back. So his first foul, first whistle of the half. Patrick Rady in his third year at Cloverdale, 53-19 his record, following the footsteps of his legendary father. Before that was a head coach at Southwestern down in Hanover. Wilkes on the help side defense, able to knock that ball away from Burton.
Smart job by Wilkes. He saw that Burton was posting up on the lower block, came flying in from behind and got the deflection.
We referenced Patrick Rady's back around from a coaching standpoint as Burton muscles his way in. Let's give you the same information on Brian Barber. Brian, his 19th year here at Danville. Moore all the way down, and that time Burton didn't touch him. I think Moore was expecting contact and never got it. Highland steps around his man, left hand no. Burton flying through.
Wow.
Saves it to Jones. Comer for three. Got it.
As I said before, Comer's the key for Danville. He's the X factor in this ball game. Good shooter from outside.
Comer's first points of the game, and the three-point lead is Danville's largest lead of the contest. Moore and Highland get tangled up, and there will be a foul. I believe Highland will draw the whistle on that one. He will. So Highland's second. By the way, both these teams will play twice this coming week as Highland and Moore continue to be a little less than friendly towards each other. Moore, finger roll, the right hand, no. Good crash. Kelly bypasses the three. That is Winders who'll drive. Lets a couple of defenders fly by and scores with the left hand.
Yeah, good shot fake by Winders. That allowed him some space to get a good look at the rim.
Winders an impressive first field goal. He averages 4 points a game. It's going to be a hand check foul on Kelly.
In this basketball game, if Cloverdale is going to win, I think they got to keep this game in the 50s or 60s. If they can slow down the tempo of this ball game, they got a chance.
Highland catch and shoot three. He has yet to make a three-point basket today. Watts, not that time. 3 threes made by Cloverdale in the opening quarter. They have not made one since.
Part of it, I think, is the defense. Danville has pushed the Clovers out a little bit deeper.
Burton thought about the three, but his skill set is doing just that, getting to the rim. And a blocking foul called against Jake Wilkes. Reference back, these two teams both play twice. For Cloverdale, they have the annual Putnam County Classic that comes up Thursday and Friday at Greencastle. Danville will play on Tuesday against Heron as Burton misses the shot. That should not be much of a challenge. However, Heron is a sectional opponent. That's the reason why Danville has put that game on the schedule. Heron's just 2-14 this year. Moore, no. Burton, the board.
That was a good look. Good step back. Solid to the rim, but now here's Burton.
Burton had it stripped, but it went right to Dylan Ware, and Ware gets the basket. And good things happen, Mike, when Danville gets to the rim.
Yes, they do, and they really put pressure on you because they are confident to put the ball on the floor and share it.
Everybody outside the arc right now for Cloverdale. A couple of open threes have been passed up by the Clovers.
Again, you can take a look. The defense really is pushed out.
Good cut by Wilkes, but just didn't have anything in the tank to kind of elevate and get that ball to the rim. Comer, the drive. No, but Winders with a push. Winders had a push in the back to create some space. It'll be out of bounds to Danville.
Here's an interesting call as Comer had come inbounds to come back for the rebound. Cloverdale's whistled for a foul. There's some contact underneath the bucket there.
Fourth foul of the quarter against Cloverdale. And a giveaway by Danville. Now Moore. And that'll be a blocking foul. They'll wave off the shot. Moore wanted the and one, but he will get the blocking foul against Toby Highland.
And a good call because Toby Highland definitely was moving as Jalen Moore was dribbling the ball to the wing.
Moore has yet to score here, and we're midway through the third quarter. Caden Thompson will check in. And checking out will be Highland with those 3 fouls.
So far, a concern for Cloverdale, just 2 fouls have been drawn on Danville.
One of the strengths of this Danville team is their depth, as Watts misses a good look. But even with Cowart not playing today, they still play an 8-man rotation. Normally it's 9. In the corner, Ware. Good slip to Burton. Block to block to Thompson. Thompson. Shot does not go. Bit of a reset here. Best 3-point shooter.
Great shooter by Jones. He had plenty of space there and he knocked it down. Good ball distribution, but good help inside. That's a good effort.
Timeout taken by Cloverdale. Largest lead for Danville is 6. Jones now matches Moore in terms of points scored with 15. In our broadcast today, a service of Endeavor Communications. Don't be tortured by technology. Call 800-922-6677 or visit weendeavor.com for all your telecommunications and technology needs. We reference Brian Barber's background, 19 years at Danville, 325 wins at Danville. And here is the stat that got my attention today. Amongst active coaches that have 300 or more wins in the state of Indiana, Brian Barber has the 4th best winning percentage of that group. Only Brian Hughes at Bar Reeve, Dave Benner at Brownstown Central, and Mike Hackett of Munster have at least 300 victories and have a better winning percentage than the plus 70% winning percentage that Brian Barber has during his coaching tenure.
Well, a big plus for Danville is the ability for Coach Barber to teach defense, because they really get after things. They're a team that can always look forward to giving 100% effort on the defensive end, and that's what wins basketball games. These kids work really hard, so it's a nice test for Cloverdale in this contest, because Danville's going to give it all they got. Hey, Coach Barber has dialed up a pretty awfully good defense.
Just one field goal in this quarter so far. Moore slips, but does get a timeout. So Cloverdale now with just 2 timeouts remaining, with 3:35 to go in the third quarter. A 30-second timeout taken by the Clovers. All of our 30-second timeouts, a service of Endeavor Communications, your hometown telephone provider for over 65 years. We referenced Danville plays Tuesday against Heron. They'll have a much bigger test against a 4A team that is struggling, but still a 4A team and a county rival. Danville heads to Avon next Friday night.
Yeah, Avon's an awfully good basketball program, and as I think we've talked about throughout the course of the year with high school basketball, this is like classroom experience. This is all about learning. Wins and losses aren't as important. What's important is how well you're prepared to play in the tournament.
Watts to Wilkes. Now Winders on the drive. Wilkes, a wide open 3, got it to go.
Yeah, good look that time. Got his feet underneath him, and here comes a potential steal. Wow, Comer got it back.
Got his hands on it, but couldn't corral it. First 3 by Cloverdale since the opening quarter. Wilkes now is 7. Wilkes is a 36% three-point shooter. And steps called. Not many turnovers in this game. That is 5 against Danville. Cloverdale has turned it over just 3 times. Three defenders within 10 feet of Jalen Moore. Again, he's used to it. It's standard practice against this Cloverdale team. Moore in the lane. Thompson. Good job of getting his hands in the passing lane. It's how you have to play against this Cloverdale team.
It may not seem much, but Parker Watts there slipping a screen at the top of the post was really key, or top of the key, because that allowed Jalen Moore to get some space.
Wilkes lost the handle. Moore quick to pick it up. Winders for 3, and that was partially blocked by Ware.
Yeah, Ware plays a lot bigger than what he looks like. He's only, well, not only 6'6", plays like he's 6'9", and got long arms.
Thompson, no, and Moore able to snag the rebound. Trying to push the tempo before that defense gets set. Foul called, he'll shoot 2. And first trip to the line this half for Jalen Moore.
You know, it's interesting, as you mentioned, looking to see whether or not the defense gets set. Even if they're set, I mean, he is still driving to the bucket. He's just an amazing basketball player. Some guys will just stop, and they'll pull it out, and not Jalen Moore. You got to keep an eye on him the entire time he crosses midcourt.
And after missing his first free throw of the game, he has made his last 8. We referenced it. Literally about 3/4 of the free throws attempted this year by Cloverdale have been taken by this young man. To that point, only one other player has tried a free throw in this game for Cloverdale, Jake Kelly. He's 0 for 1. So back to a 1-point game as we approach the 2-minute mark of quarter number 3. Little zone look here by the Clovers. Now the question is, can you rebound out of this zone if you're Cloverdale? Ware fouled. Shot will not go, but he'll get 2.
Tough matchup, as we've talked about, at 6'6" and very long. He did a good job of drop stepping and slipping through that defense and drawing the foul. And as long as Danville gets the ball inside, they're going to make some things happen here tonight.
So Ware, free throw shooter, not a great one, 41%. Ware is just a sophomore. There are 5 seniors on this Danville team. However, of their 4 leading scorers, only Burton is a senior. Ware got the free throw to go. Largest lead has been 6 for Danville, 7 for Cloverdale. That came in the first quarter at 7-0. Nolan Kelly, the freshman in the game. Pair of subs in the game now for Cloverdale. Moore slips, recovers. No look pass, but Winders wasn't ready for it.
I think he had a good idea. A little bit too hard. Maybe put a bounce pass. Would have had a layup there if Winders would have cut towards the basket. Good effort by Cloverdale. One thing Cloverdale's done is they've eliminated that transition situation for Danville. Danville's not getting easy looks at the basket anymore.
Burton,
there it is.
One down to Thompson.
They got the ball in the half court, got an easy look.
Back to a two-possession game. Moore. Through two defenders, around a third. Blocking foul will be the call on Thompson.
I don't think you can practice this. You know, it's impossible. The things that we see from Jalen Moore are just impossible to prepare for. You can watch all day long on tape. I don't think anybody has figured it out, and probably never will at the high school level.
Wilkes back in. And that'll be the only sub they'll bring in as Nolan Kelly has a seat. He began the game tied for 39th in the history of Indiana high school basketball in terms of points scored. To show you how bunched up they are at this level, he's jumped 6 players today on the IHSA's all-time scoring list. Likely bound for potentially the top 20 at the end of the year. And a three for Connor Jones, his second of the quarter. He's got 18.
He's been the difference maker in the perimeter shooting.
Moore's shot does not go. Rebound to Jones. Chance for Danville to build their large lead of the game. Ware on the take. Thompson. Burton. He is the eraser for this team offensively. You take a bad shot, no big deal. Burton will go get it.
And Wilkes has his hands full, and he's been dealing with perhaps the flu bug or something along those lines. But Burton has just been more powerful inside, adding some of the rebounds.
Burton will play at Ohio University for Frank Solich. Frank has found a second life after leaving Nebraska, the longtime Tom Osborne assistant that then took over for Tom at Nebraska when he retired. Frank has now been at Ohio for a number of years and has built a consistent winner in the Mid-American Conference.
And I'm happy for that because I am a Bobcat. I'm a proud Bobcat. And a childhood friend is the athletic director at Ohio University, Jim Schaus, whose father, Fred, was the basketball coach at Purdue for many years.
So Cloverdale will hold for one. Or not. And that's a good call because Moore got a somewhat open, that's as good as he gets, a somewhat open look. But it does leave time for Danville. Jones wants one more try and got it.
Wow, that is a dagger there for Danville. Huge.
Moore from three-quarter court. Didn't miss by much. 21 for Jalen Moore. Matched by the 21 for Connor Jones. And Danville has their largest lead of the game going to the fourth quarter. Our score, Warriors 47, Clovers 39 as you're watching high school basketball here on the ISC Sports Network.
Not getting their messages? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eWireless. Endeavor Communications combines the nation's largest 4G LTE network with friendly hometown service, so you'll always be connected to your kids. We also provide internet, television, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
We've talked about the rebounding prowess of Alec Burton. He's used to catching passes. It's what he'll do going forward. He can distribute it pretty well, too.
Boy, he can deliver that basketball. Well, I was going to say football. He can deliver the
that
football, too.
That's fine.
Yeah, look at that.
Caden Thompson, the benefactor. Again, our broadcast, a service of Endeavor Communications. Discover how you can save money by bundling your Endeavor services by calling 800-922-6677. Connor Jones has been dialing it up quite nicely. 9 points in the third quarter, all from three-point range.
He's been the difference to have that three-point shooting with Jones and the rebounding inside for Burton. It's been a good recipe for the Warriors.
Burton almost got his hands on it, and Watts cashes in his second made three. A big basket for Cloverdale.
That puts them within a couple possessions of the Warriors. A stop here, we've got ourselves another battle.
Burton all the way in. No, but there for the rebound. And he'll get two shots as he was grabbed on the putback attempt as Winders was falling to the floor.
Burton takes advantage of the junior Jake Kelly with the matchup on the wing. Instead of forcing Burton to the baseline, he allows him to cut towards the foul line and gets a nice look.
With the time this young man has spent in the weight room, believe me, the game's not going to be too physical for Alec Burton today. And he is not the only player from Hendricks County that will play football at OU next year. Antrez Baker, an outstanding defensive lineman from Brownsburg. He will also be making the trip to southeastern Ohio a year from now. Burton, a 67% free throw shooter. He's a perfect 3 of 3 today. This Danville team, part of a ridiculously loaded sectional this year, as Burton misses the second of the 2 free throws. 5 of the 6 teams in that sectional have plus 500 records. And Danville and Tri-West are back in the same sectional for the first time in a few years. More on that in a moment. Lead is at 6. Watt trying to make it 3. Won't get, and that will actually bounce up and over the backboard. So to put it in perspective, Tri-West won the sectional at Greencastle last year. Danville won their sectional. They're both in the same sectional. Earlier this week, Beech Grove beat number 1 Newcastle on Thursday, and Indian Creek beat number 4 Greensburg on Monday. They're all in the same sectional. Burton scores.
Smart play, took it right off the glass.
Moore lost the handle and then commits the foul. And that'll be 1 plus the bonus for Danville. So Moore picks up his third. Moore and Winders each with 3.
Yeah, Newcastle Trojans, pretty good ball club. Another outstanding player in Mason Gillis. I know he's got an offer from Purdue. His father played at Ball State.
Correct.
They've been talking about him since he was 9 years old.
Burton with the tip in, going up and over the Cloverdale player. It is a double-digit lead for Danville for the first time today. Moore the pull-up 3. No. Rebound to Thompson. And Thompson not happy with the contact at the end of that play as he and Winders. And then Thompson going to be called for an offensive foul. And Thompson basically spent the entire length of the floor looking to bump into Winders. Now, did Winders sell that? Absolutely,
yes, he did.
But Thompson had it in his mind from the baseline to the opposite free throw line. He was going to make contact with Winders the next time he got down the floor.
Good piece of officiating there. There's no question about it. Good call. Still plenty of time for Cloverdale to get back in this ball game. But, Greg, they're concerned. They're not scoring any interior buckets. They are relying exclusively on the perimeter.
And Moore tried to get it down low, but good job by Ware. The backside of that box and 1. Read the passing lane and got the steal. And you wonder if the physicality of this game and the superior physical team and Burton going to be called for extending an arm on his way to the basket.
Yeah, we don't have the replay right now, but it did look like Alec Burton lowered his left elbow into the stomach of Jake Kelly.
And frankly, he didn't need to.
No.
He didn't need to. Timeout called by Cloverdale. It is a full timeout with 6:06 left to go in this game. Well, this has been physical / chippy from the opening moments. It has also been close. A little space now for Danville. Warriors lead by 10. We're back in a moment here on the ISC Sports Network.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Greg Rakestraw, Mike Walensky with you here on the ISC Sports Network. Our broadcast a service of Endeavor Communications. Cloverdale led not for all, but for most of the first half. Had the lead going to halftime. Danville able to take the lead in the third quarter. They now extended it to 10 with 6 minutes left to play.
We're getting to that point in the ball game with a 10-point lead. Cloverdale's going to have to get a bucket here.
A little different set this time. And it looks like Danville decided to go matchup. And now Moore with contact on Connor Jones. And now Moore has got whistled for his fourth foul. And so Jones will shoot 1 plus the bonus. And part of this is simply a tone that was not set early enough by the officials in this game.
Yeah, it's been very physical, there's no doubt about it, since the beginning of the ball game. And that situation could have been as a result of retaliation. I think the first contact actually was Jones on Moore. And then Moore came back and swiped him and got caught.
Free throws up for Jones. He's got 23. He's made his last 5 free throws today. Burton, and a foul going to be called on Jones as he and Moore continue to do more than verbally jab away from the basketball, and now Moore will shoot 2.
Well, for Cloverdale, they need to stop the clock. This is a good opportunity for them to get back on the board here.
So Moore with 22. Of the 22 points for Jalen Moore, 12 have come from the free throw line. Make it 13. Again, the great scorers do not give up points at the free throw line.
Big stop coming up here for Cloverdale if they want to make a run in this ball game here.
Low block, Thompson. Wilkes commits the foul. And 2 free throws coming up here for Caden Thompson.
Danville starting to feel comfortable distributing the basketball, getting some really good looks underneath, whether it's Burton. Now Thompson averaging 4.5, a senior.
And Thompson scraped some paint on that one, but couldn't get it to fall. So Jones, after a quick respite, after that last foul, will check right back in. He's got 23. He and Moore each with 23 in this game. Thompson was 4 of 9 from the stripe coming into today's game. Out of bounds to Cloverdale. Risky pass, and it pays off in a steal for Danville.
Caden Thompson, nice read defensively for the Warriors.
And again, no need to take that 3 if you're Danville.
Yeah, early on in the ball game, Highland would have popped that one out from 3. Smart play just to pull it back out, work the clock.
Highland for 3. Got it.
He finally got some space and a nice look. And boy, a 14-point game.
His first field goal of the game. And starting for the injured Austin Cowart today. Highland with the foul, and Jalen Moore back to the free throw line for 1 plus the bonus. So make it 13 consecutive makes. Check that, 14 consecutive makes the line for Moore. Taman averaging 38.5 points per game. Broadcaster's jinx even works and make 14 in a row. Sorry, kid. 4.5 minutes left to play in the game. Well, it's a 13-point game.
The energy that's required to play defense here. Let's see if Cloverdale can hang in here and make a run.
The final score may not be indicative as to how competitive a game this was. Again, the good news is for Cloverdale, nobody in terms of you be playing in the postseason for a while will match the skill level, size, or physicality of this Danville team.
No.
Now, they do play a game against Indianapolis Manual. In fact, Manual plays Cloverdale and Danville the same weekend in 2 weeks. That team also a sectional foe for Danville. Manual 10-7 so far this year, after graduating one of the top scorers in the state last year in Cavassier McCauley. And he is on the all-time all-name team.
Yeah,
from his days playing for Donnie Bolin.
Cavassier.
And that'll be a foul on Winders, his fourth. Jones will shoot 2 free throws as Danville now on the double bonus. There you see Brian Barber. Spent 3 years at Riverton Park, did Brian, before taking over at Danville in the 1999-2000 season.
I really like his basketball team this year. They play defense. There are some interchangeable parts. They can handle the basketball. They've got a perimeter game with a couple guys who can knock down shots.
Brian's teams have won 17 games in 9 of the last 10 years, 17 or more. All of the last 5 they have done that. In fact, as a coach, he's had just 1 losing season. Moore draws the seemingly obligatory triple team. Watts, that shot may have been partially blocked. Good job by Moore to get in the passing lane. Turnover by Danville is their 7th. Moore works his way around the screen. Pull up 3, got it.
Nice touch, and he was behind the arc there.
And I've got that as his first made 3 of tonight's game. See if Cloverdale's got one more push left in him. Wilkes going for the steal, couldn't get it.
Wow, that was a dangerous pass. A little soft pass for Comer instead of zipping it to him. Danville fortunate.
Wilkes has 4, Winders has 4, and Moore has 4. Comer to the free throw line.
Boy, he has been really good defensively tonight. He's worked really hard.
He has kind of played the top of that diamond in one or box in one, and he's been the guy that's more often than not kind of flown over and been the second man on Moore when given the opportunity. Comer makes them both. So 14-point game with 3 minutes left to go in the contest. Moore, nice little step through and scores. 29 for Moore. And coming into the weekend, he had more on a per game average even than Romeo Langford had been scoring. Robert Finnessy, a part of that 30-plus club on a per-game basis this year as well. We had Robert Finnessy on ISC on Thursday night. Burton to Thompson for the lay-in.
Yeah, we're getting nice looks.
Thompson was 7. Pull up 3 will not get the roll, and good strong board by Thompson. And with 2:13 left to go, no need to be in a big hurry here if you're Danville. Comer will drive, and that's good.
Great look by Alec Burton, another assist by the big man, and Comer finishes.
Moore all the way down, and 1. So that'll put Moore above 30 on the day.
What can you say about him? He's just sensational. You know, we've watched Robert Finnessy play, headed to IU. In some ways, I would take Jalen Moore over Robert Finnessy on my basketball team. He can do so many things that you just can't stop. You have to totally game plan for him.
So Moore with 32. The latest great that he has passed on the IHSA's all-time scoring list, Dan Palambizo, that played at Ball State back in the early 80s. Burton on the oop, the catch. Burton was 17.
Some athleticism by the youngster.
And that's going to be a foul on Dylan Ware. And Moore will shoot 2. So Danville going to bump their record to 12-4 on the season. Cloverdale will fall to 13-5, but again, this is one of those games. This will make Cloverdale a better team once they get deeper into the postseason.
There's no doubt about it. It really helped them out in terms of their effort level. Danville's athleticism and their commitment on the defensive rim really pushed Cloverdale offensively to try to get good shots. Unfortunately, they were not able to find the rim tonight.
So as of now, Jalen Moore, 34th on the IHSA's all-time scoring list. So to put it in perspective, and all of three of these guys I'm about to mention are playing this afternoon. Romeo Langford, 4th. He passed both Rick Mount and Brody Boyd on Thursday when he scored 63 at Jennings County. Eric Hunter of Tinley is now 12th. He did not play on Thursday. They are playing today, the soon-to-be Purdue Boilermaker. And Jalen Moore now 34. So you've got 3 of the state's top 34 scorers in boys high school hoops history that are wrapping up their senior seasons in the next month.
That's why it's outstanding to watch these games. You're going to have a chance to see so many outstanding basketball players, among them Jalen Moore. I'm not quite sure if I've ever seen a player with this skill set.
So 34 for Jalen Moore. A little trap here employed by Cloverdale, but Thompson missed. And they're going to get Burton for an over-the-back foul.
Yeah, Burton went over the top of Jalen, and Jalen probably should shoot some free throws at the other end. It's good effort by Burton, just couldn't finish.
He may have a chance to get to his points average just yet. He's got 34. It's normally 38.5 a game. Sectional, by the way, for Cloverdale. They have won it the last 3 years. Monrovia is the only other team that is above 500 in their sectional at 10-8. The two teams played at Monrovia December the 9th, with Cloverdale winning it by 3. The sectional is contested at South Putnam this year.
Monrovia is a pretty good basketball team. What makes them special, I think, is they're long. And when you've got length, you can do a lot of things defensively that other teams can't do. They'll cause some problems for teams in their sectional. There's no doubt about it. They have a chance.
Minute 30 left to go. Danville is trying to space the floor to prevent the trap. Comer, the drive, no. Burton couldn't hang on to the basketball. Wilkes will throw it off Burton. It'll be out of bounds to Cloverdale.
Every time the ball goes up in the air, Burton charges the rim. He just has instincts beyond belief when it comes to rebounding the basketball. He's not afraid to go after that orange ball out there.
Moore with the basketball now for Cloverdale. Winders passes up the 3 and then stumbled on his way up, but Moore able to track it down. Final minute of this one. Moore, the deep 3. Not that time. And Jones with the rebound. Cloverdale playing hard defensively, but not fouling at this late stage, as the outcome of this game has been decided. But it was not decided, Michael, in the fourth quarter.
No, it wasn't, and not until Danville started getting some perimeter shooting from Connor Jones and some rebounding from Burton. Been a very competitive ball game tonight.
So Danville will stay in the top 10 in Class 3A. They will likely move up. A couple of teams in front of them lost during the course of this week. Cloverdale not ranked in Class 2A, but trust me, they're a team on everybody's radar, and Jalen Moore is a big part of it. Final score this evening, Danville 68 and Cloverdale 57. And after a hard-fought game, handshakes and hugs being shared here at center court. We'll go straight to the post-game show. It is time now for our player of the game, and despite the fact that Jalen Moore finished with 36, and I thought he was fantastic, we'll give it to the guy that was on the winning side tonight, and Connor Jones. I thought his 3 threes in the third quarter might be the difference in this one.
No question about it. 6'3", 185-pound junior. If you take a look at number 11, let's look at Sam Comer nearly finished there, of course, as Connor Jones comes and sweeps from behind, and then there's this 3 bam, nothing but net. The Warriors were outstanding. Connor Jones, player of the game, well-deserved. Fantastic effort for Coach Barber's ball club.
Jones had 4 threes in the contest, 1 in the first half as well. He came in as a 40% three-point shooter. He led the way for Danville with 25 points this evening. Alec Burton had 17. For Cloverdale, 36 for Jalen Moore. And again, he will exit today's game 34th on the IHSAA's all-time scoring list. Time now for our play of the game, and that belongs to Alec Burton. He had a double-double in terms of points and rebounds. He had a pretty sweet assist right there in finding Caden Thompson.
Beautiful job by Alec Burton. Found the glass quite a bit tonight, scored some buckets, but the key here was giving up the dime, the assist inside to Thompson for the layup, and those are the kinds of things that made Danville the winner tonight, their ability to get the ball to the rim and play inside out, which unfortunately for Cloverdale they were not able to do.
Danville 12-4. They next play here on Tuesday against Heron. Cloverdale 13-5. They will take on North Putnam in the first of 2 in the Putnam County Classic on Thursday. Our next game is in 4 hours. So it's time for me to be quiet so our crew can tear down and get to Cascade. That is Cascade and South Putt, 2A Girls Sectional Championship game, and our coverage begins, all right, I'll be exact, 4 hours and 6 minutes from now. For Mike Walensky, this is Greg Rakestraw. Thank you for watching. It's been a presentation of Endeavor Communications High School Hoops on the ISC Sports Network.